What's up, guys? It's Lugo back with Flex Appeal, episode 70. Today we did our third day of week are we on? Week 12? Yeah, week 12. Whole day. I felt pretty good coming in. Normally I just tried to take it slow, warm up, and then I'll get into my sets here. Um, I did 170, 374 pounds for a set of six. Last week I did 363 for a 3x6. And after this set, I was like, you know what? I can probably do maybe like two, maybe three sets. But I don't know if I'm going to get four sets and they're going to look good. So I was like, what can I do on my back downs since I'm just going to do back downs to make this better than last week? But not exceed the poundage, but not like wreck myself. And so I was like, I can't do 330 because I'll be lower. I think I'm gonna do 341 or 155 kilos, which was a good call. These moved very well. This is just a 3x6 here, back downs, and I'm very pleased with how they with how they moved. It was very easy, and it felt very good, like very locked in on my technique. I feel like my deadlift form is finally getting back to where it needs to be. Especially because like being heavier, my deadlift position takes the biggest hit. Squat ends up being better because I'm bigger, and then bench obviously, more mass is just going to be better overall. But deadlift is like one of those ones where my mobility and being able to get behind the bar just suffers so much um, from being heavier. So now that I'm coming down in weight and my my gut is getting smaller, I can just get behind the bar better, and it just feels a lot better. Um, and overall, outside of deadlifts, this was a pretty good workout. Um, again, I said this last week, but I'm actually trying to do better on controlling the eccentrics because I noticed that I am getting weaker, and I'm actually starting to take a training hit uh, from losing weight, and I just need to keep that stimulus and that effort high, which I do believe I have been doing. I believe that the effort has stayed very high, and I feel as if I'm getting more out of the muscle. And I know this has been a controversial thing where it's like, should you control the eccentric? Should you not? Should you dead stop? Should you not? Uh, and I've done both, and I will say I do feel like I get more out of controlling the eccentric. Like I feel like the pump is just better, and I feel like my body feels better when I'm at least attempting to control the eccentric a little bit. Like here I feel like I'm doing a very good job. And not only that, but like it helps me limit the weight, which on some stuff is pretty good because I'm gonna have to get a gym pin, which is they're not expensive, or they're not cheap. It's like $80 for some things, and it's not ideal because I don't have that money. It's like adductors. I'm almost maxed out on the machine. I did Kelso shrugs and I was almost maxed out on the machine because it goes up to I think a 200 stack. Um, so I don't want to buy it yet because I feel like I'm not getting max value because I'm not that strong. Um, and I feel like I could just clean my form up and drop weight and still get bigger and get stronger over time. But yeah, these were good. I did stay with my lat pull down form, and I'm pretty happy with these, man. Like I definitely feel like I controlled these eccentrics more than last week, just like letting it go. And I was pretty lit up from my lats here at this point. Like my lat training has been going fantastic. Like I'm very pleased with how it's going. Um, and as far as upper back, I made a few changes here. So with the Cybex row, I decided not to go all the way back, as I feel like when you when you go all the way back, you're getting more rear delts where it's like I do two separate rear delt exercises in the week. I don't need more rear delts. So I just cut the range of motion and really just focused on retracting my scapula back and maybe not getting as much elbow flexor bicep fatigue here. And then I switched out uh, two of my sets from rows to Kelso shrugs because I feel like I need more mid back thickness. And I really just focused on retracting hard as much as I could. Uh, and this was hard. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you like this was easy. I feel like definitely have a weaker mid back rhomboids traps area compared to like my lats. Um, but still relatively strong. And I'm trying not to like bastardize Kelso shrugs where I'm just like, doing like an ego one where I feel like I'm not getting enough range of motion. I'm really just trying to drive it back, maybe a little bit of a squeeze and then let it go. The one thing I feel like I'm getting wrong here is like I'm letting my shoulders roll forward and go too far forward, where I feel like I'm losing reps for essentially no reason. Um, because I don't believe that maybe the mid back does benefit from stretch. I don't actually remember to be honest, but um, I definitely feel like I could get more reps and it would definitely be more beneficial to just keep my shoulders in place instead of letting them go forward. A little bit of arm stuff here. I've decided on this one to just when I'm doing single arm to keep the weight in the middle peg. It just feels weird on the top peg, and I feel like for the sake of consistency and standardization and tracking reps, it feels a lot better to just keep it in the middle peg. Um, but yeah, I'm happy so far with how this training is progressing. I think I'm gonna change my rep scheme on this because normally I do straight sets during like volume-ish phases. I still am gonna keep that for like my eights, but I might change it for sixes where I do top set, down set. Normally I just do it for strength blocks, but I don't know. I'm thinking about changing it for my like pseudo volume phases, I guess. But here's a little pose down, a little bit flat, not feeling super lean, but you can see my muscle has come back at least a little bit here. Big traps, big lats. But yeah, that's the pump check for today. That's pretty much it. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, a comment, or a subscribe. I'm off tomorrow, the 13th of October 2025, but I'll be back on the 14th for the second half of week 12 and a push day where I hope I'm stronger than the first one. um, but we'll see. Um, yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys in.